I'm Dearne from Harcourts, Northern Midlands, and we've had a very interesting couple of weeks in the market. I'm finding that things over $400 are sitting for the unusual time of between 7 to 14 days. They're struggling to get the interest. Anything under 400 is phenomenal. The applications that are coming through is huge. I've noticed a lot of people are moving out of town, also coming to my Longford and Campbelltown ones. Campbelltown seems to be hot at the moment. I can't seem to have enough properties in that area. People that are moving both ways from Launceston and Hobart to the middle. For rent prices being one, people can't afford to live in Launceston or Hobart because they're sitting at that 500 plus, whereas the Campbelltown is sort of between 4 and 450. In terms of our lease renewals, we're finding people are staying, they're paying the rent increases. Our rent increases are going anywhere from $30 to $50 a week, and they're happy to pay that because they don't want to move. And the expense of moving is, I think it's becoming worse. It's the whole world is becoming extremely expensive, and people can't afford to rent, so can't afford to pay extra rent. So they're happy to pay a small amount in their lease renewal, opposed to paying an extra 100 to 150 of what they're going on when they're vacant. We are also finding the quality of tenants. We had a lot of tenants that were mainland. Not so much anymore. I'm finding a lot is local now, and people that are wanting long term, like I'm having people ask me for 5-year leases when they're being approved for properties, which is I've never had that before. I've never quite had it, but I can see why they need that. They need that stability of long-term tenants because there's nothing around. Yeah, that's about it for me in the market, and I'll pass to Sharron.
Hi, I'm Sharron from Harcourts in St Helens. So we're finding the same that we have, we're finding the same as Northern Midlands there with the quality of tenants that are coming through. So we've also got properties that are over the 420 mark that are just sitting on the market for a couple of weeks. Anything under the 420 is leasing really quickly. The applicants that are coming through, as you said, I'm not seeing the same as we were a month ago with mainlanders coming over. There seem to be a lot of people relocating from Hobart and from Launceston, even up as on the northwest coast. There's a lot of applicants coming from there. Not as many applicants as we were seeing about a month ago, but still between 10 and 12 applicants per property. A lot of our properties are leasing before they even get to the market because we have got those quality approved tenants already. Lease renewals, we've got a 97% re-sign rate, which is quite high. The other properties that aren't releasing are tending to move away. Now the COVID restrictions have lifted, a lot of people have taken the opportunity to move, whereas they may have done that 12, 18 months ago, but the restrictions were still in place. We are seeing a peak in demand for rural properties, so rural setting properties. There's something quite further out of town, so not your average suburban home. There's been a lot of interest with that lately, which is something we haven't seen a demand for in a long time. But whether people are, looking to get out of the hustle and bustle now that COVID's there, I'm not sure why, but we are seeing a demand for the rural properties. Yeah, that's about all from me over here. I'll pass back to Tameka.
Thanks, Sharron. I'm Tameka from Key2 Property in Launceston. So we look after the Launceston and Meander Valley area. We're seeing the same as everyone else across the state, and I think across Australia at the moment. So properties over that 500 a week, they're slow going. Last quarter we were seeing a good probably 20 to 30 applications on those properties. Now we're seeing maybe 5 if we're lucky. So the higher end market is definitely slow, and I believe that's a lot to do with interest rates. People are a little unsettled about what's happening there. The mid-range of the market, that 300 to 500, they are walking out the door. So we're still seeing in excess of 50 odd applications for those kind of properties. So there's a lot of mid-range demand at the moment, and the supply is really low for that. So overall, it's still sitting at a vacancy rate of just under 1%, which is quite interesting for the winter months here in Tasmania. So good demand in mid-range. Lease renewals, we have a 98% re-sign rate still at the moment. what we're finding at the moment, compared to last quarter, rents were going up $40 to $50 a week. This quarter, we're finding rents are going up at about $20 to $25 a week consistently across the board. And like Dearne indicated, tenants are wanting to stay put. They're happy to pay a smaller increase and ideally want to sign a longer lease. So that's good for investors. And we're finding, you know, return on investments at the moment. Now the sales market is settling. We're back at an average of 5% return on investment. So now is a good time to be looking to buy because the return is back there and, you know, you are getting good bang for your buck, which is fantastic. So that's what's happening sort of across the north of the state. Nat Yaxley from View in Hobart wasn't able to join us today, but sent me her notes. So she's telling me that in average rents in Hobart for 2-bedroom houses are about $590 a week and 3-bedroom houses are at $612 a week. So the market's still good there. She's telling me the market days on market are longer than what they used to be, and they're much the same as us. So anything over that 700 a week is slow. But under that, they're still moving quite well. They're now seeing 4 to 5 groups through every inspection, which is fantastic. People who are selling their houses because they're not sure what to expect with interest rates, they're looking for rentals. So they're seeing that happen a bit down there. People are cashing out of the market already and looking to rent, which is quite an interesting thing. So there might be some bargains to be had for investors down south coming up soon. Lease renewals down there, people again are staying put in Hobart. They're not moving, they're paying the rent increases, and I think that's going to be a thing we're seeing across all of Australia, probably moving along. And vacancy rates in Hobart at the moment is 0.4%, so again really low. So it looks like Tassie's slowing down a little bit, but probably for the good. And, you know, our tenants are wanting to stay put, which is great. Now investors are happy to offer that. So that is the wrap up for Tassie this month. Tune in and we'll give you some more information next month.